What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. I can't even tell y'all how many technical difficulties and hiccups I have had today. But you know what? The show goes on and you just continue to push all the way through. I did Good Day DC this AM and it was amazing. Had some issues getting on with Zoom beforehand, but you know what? We made it work. We made it happen just in the nick of time. So shout out to everybody that got a chance to watch that. If you are in the chatterization, let me know what city you are watching this from. Y'all know I'm a little nosy, so I got to know where my people are watching from. And I see you guys in the house. I'm so excited. You guys could be anywhere in the world. I always say it, but you chose to be here in the house with us. And we appreciate it. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We're making it do what it do. I see all of my favorite people up in the house, and I'm so excited to be here. We got to talk some news today. We got TAMAR Braxton back in the news. Y'all know TAMAR Braxton is one of my favorite celebrities. You know, she's one of my favorite singers, and I'm just ready for her to drop a new album, but she just dropped some new information about that good David Adefeso. So we got to talk about that, okay? Because it's made the headlines, it's making the rounds, and we got to get all the way up into the thing, okay? So we also got to talk about Drew exposing Latoya Ali. Now, we got little bits of the story. We got little bits and pieces of the story. And, you know, it sounded like, I mean, it's obviously it's going someplace, okay? But I feel like it's so disjointed in the way that they're telling the story. So I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to figure it out together, okay? And that's what we about to do. So let's go ahead and dive right in with Miss Tay Tay. The Empress says, start off with Tay Tay. Well, let's get started. Well, shall we? So it all started down to the Twitter. You know, the Twitter is where it always goes down, okay? And so it started off down to the Twitter. And let's see what TAMAR had to say. TAMAR had to say this. She said, one day I'm gonna meet him. Hands praying, heart smiling, emoji smiling, you know, and we all pray that TAMAR meets him one day, whenever she's ready, whenever she is ready for the man that's going to sweep her off her feet and do her the way that she should be done. Love her the way that she should be loved, because it obviously won't David, as we about to find out, okay? So our girl, our fave, Miss Jessie Woo, hopped onto the Twitter and responded. She said, it ain't none of my business, but I really like your fiance. Now, I'm going to say this. She might have been one of the only ones who liked him, okay? She says, he was a good man, Savannah. I don't know about that. Anyway, she said, but filming that show with you know who wasn't a good idea for you two. And so you know who, in my mind, means you are Mona Scott the Young. Okay, now we just had a conversation about Mona Scott Young taking a lot of heat, you know, as opposed to the Carlos Kings and the Andy Cohens of the world. And as I stated in that video, I said, I feel like we hear a lot more about Mona Scott Young, the backlash. We hear more backlash from the actual stars of the network that have worked with her. So it's kind of like your referrals are bad. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like these are the people that have actually worked with you that ain't got positive things to say, okay? So anyway, I digress on that one. Anyway, Jessie Woo says, maybe God can fix that. If not, I pray God sends you your Boaz. Now, I just want to hop back into the chatterization. Do you want God to fix TAMAR and David? Because I don't. I mean, no offense to him, and no offense to the things that God is able to do and that God is able to turn around. But that just wasn't a situation that I felt like needed to be fixing outside of the fact that I felt like she needed to get away from him. It's fixed now. It's fixed now for the best for both of them. I want what's best for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what was best for everybody is for them two to separate. Anyway, let's get down to the tea. So then Tamar responds and she says this. He was cheating with his then assistant, now CFO, since 2019, Jessica. God fixed it. Now, let me just let you marinate on this for a second, okay? Let me just let y'all marinate on her response to Jesse Woo, okay? The response says, according to Tamar, okay, he was cheating with his then assistant, and now the girl is the CFO of the company, okay? Now, you could, so one, the allegation is that he was cheating. Two, the girl then moved from being assistant to the CFO, okay? So, I mean, from what we can gather, okay, based on the context clue, she seems to be implying that the good was so good that she'd have moved from assistant to CFO. Okay, she got that CFO punani, okay? Anyway, and then she says, God did fix it, okay? Yes, indeed, God did. God did fix it. He fixed it, and he set Tamar free from the chains that had kept her bound. And honestly, if anybody watched that show, okay, it to me was clear to see that he was one of those chains that kept her bound. Okay. Now she had some of her own chains that kept her bound. But for the most part, I feel like, Tamar's on the path to reemerging out of this cocoon and into the butterfly that we all know that she should be, and flying solo and on her own. And let me tell you something like this, not to get too religious on you, but I will say this. Sometimes in life, and this is a message for anybody who is listening, sometimes in life, we feel like we have to be coupled or teamed with other entities or people or relationships or friendships or groups in order for us to, get to the next level, whether that be in relation or whether that be business-wise, career moves, financially. But sometimes God has intended for you to get there alone, okay? And so sometimes this is a road that you best to walk alone. And what will happen in that situation is that God will then set the situation up so that you don't have no choice but to walk this road alone. And I feel like that's where Tamar is at this point in time, taking this road that's less traveled and it may seem lonely at times, but the salvation that's on the other side is going to be what's best for her and her career. Again, not to take this into, the realm of the spirit world, but I just had to go ahead and say that because it's the truth. It is. And I feel like it's very applicable to Tamar. You know what I'm saying? She's a great example of this. And so, I felt like God did fix it. But the allegation of the cheating then takes us back and it makes us wonder, well, when did you know about the cheating? Okay, that's what I want to know. Now let's take it back. Let's take it to the streets. Okay, so if you go on over to the Madame Noir, okay, because you can find the story there. Shout out to Madame Noir. Now, they report that back in September 2020, Hollywood Unlocked reported that a source came forward and said David was cheating with his employee before and during his relationship with Braxton, but Braxton never confirmed or denied this until now. The source also alleged that David used his breakup with Tamar to raise his own profile and his business, and that him cheating with his employee ultimately is what led to the breakup. Okay. So this story is actually not anything new. Okay. It had been out here for some time. Okay. It had definitely been out here for some time. Now, at the time of the breakup, there was a period where she was still sort of talking about how he was a good man and whatnot. And so maybe she got the confirmation of the cheaterization or the maybe she found some proof of the allegation. And at that point in time, she decided, okay, this is too much. It's too much. It's too much. Okay. So complicated story, y'all. It's a complicated story, but ultimately we have to say, thank God she was able to get out of that situation. And listen, if he wanted to actually be with the assistant, now CFO, as these allegations say, then it is best that he move on his merry way with her. But she ain't got no fame as far as we can see, okay? Not in the same way that Tamar did. So I don't necessarily know if, he is, if he's getting his fame satisfaction from that situation. But now that he's back in the news, maybe we can get back into the fame game. I don't know. I don't know what his motivations are. You know what I'm saying? I hope whatever he's doing, he's a happy person, and I hope he's happy with his situation. But ultimately, I think that this is best for Tamar. Somebody said, "What's CFO?" And I think in this situation, it is Chief Financial Officer. Okay. Now, that's that on that. I want to move on over to Drew and Latoya. Now, I don't know if you guys happen to, have subscribed to Bravo's Bravo Insider, okay? Because if you have subscribed to the Bravo Insider, you will get some exclusives, okay? You'll get some exclusives. And one of these exclusives is an after show clip in which we get a much better explanation about why Drew was so intent on exposing that good Latoya during the girls' trip, okay? But we also get to hear from Latoya, which is also good, about how she experienced it. And so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the rundown with this situation, okay? Now, Latoya says that she had been on a spiritual journey. Now, she met that spiritual advisor through one of Drew's assistants. Now, she says she didn't know if that was her assistant or her godbrother. Now, we saw a photo of this guy. That guy was Danny, okay? She says that Drew doesn't even pay him, but he works for her, okay? And so Kandi had to ask, is this some volunteer work? What's going on here, okay? And so Latoya continues and says he had her on so I guess the spiritual advisor, okay? Note, it sounds like there's a Danny and it sounds like there's a spiritual advisor. We have not found out who this spiritual advisor is yet. So keep this person in mind. I believe this is going to come up later, okay? Next. The spiritual advisor had her on a 30-day cleanse, and it was like a spiritual cleanse, and she could not drink for 30 days. So she was concerned when they were going on the trip to New Orleans. Now, she was concerned about not being able to drink because the ladies are a lot to handle and easier to take when they're drinking. I equate that to this situation like right here. Y'all know how when you go to a party or something like that, and I know for me being an introvert, because I am, that sometimes going to social gatherings where I don't know a lot of people or I'm not as familiar with the crowd, it's usually a bit easier if you actually... I cannot take you, Queen A. Queen A says, plot twist, Phaedrus is the spiritual advisor. Oh, gosh. Let me, okay. You just took me out all the way out of my game. Anyway, I feel like sometimes when we go out to social events, drinking makes it easier for us to manage the event or to get through it. Or we feel like drinking makes us a little bit more social, so we don't feel as in our heads. And so that's me as an introvert. I can relate to that, right? And so she also says that she didn't want to share that whole journey with the group. So she did not want to talk about this spiritual journey with the rest of the ladies. She felt it was something that she was going through privately, and she confided in Drew at Fallon's party, but then Drew exposed it to the group. Okay, now, she also felt like Drew was trying to bully her into telling people what she was doing, but didn't feel like it was anyone else's business. She said that Drew just kept attacking her. And she said that Drew wants to play holier than thou with the Patron shot in her hand. And that's the shot that you see right here when she's saying that. She's saying that Drew wants to play holier than thou with the shot of Patron, as you guys see in the clip, in her hand. Okay. She said that, you know, she herself, Latoya, this is Latoya speaking, was just trying to have a good time. And she says, why does it matter if I was drinking or not? Okay, we got a super chat in the house. Thank you so much. Who says, thank you for keeping me afloat with these chatterizations. Yes, boo. We're going to keep on doing that good chat. Okay. You know, so Porsha, the clip goes over to Porsha, and Porsha says Toya had conversations with the ladies about possibly drinking a little less, wanting to become better, and they were ready to cheer her on. Now, Drew says this. She says she knew why Latoya wasn't drinking, and she wasn't telling the group why she wasn't drinking. So she said that she went from drunk to not having a drink with no explanation. And so she herself, this is Drew speaking, was trying to see if Latoya would be honest and let the group connect on something real. Wow. Thank you for this super chat. Oh my God. Blazing Cajun with the $100 super chat, baby. Thank you so much. We appreciate the love from you, boo. Says, baby, keep this tea piping hot, and I'm sipping. Bring it, Richie. Thank you so much for that, boo. I appreciate you. Okay. Just much love to you, Blazing Cajun. Much love to you. Tashara Wilson says, how you confide in someone you don't like. Weird. We're going to break that down in a second because I don't understand the dynamics of, you know, Drew and Latoya's frenemyship or whatever you want to call it. So thank you for that super chat, Tashara. We got one more from Teresia, I think it is, Felder. Says my first super chat. Hey, Richie, thank you, boo. We appreciate you for this super chat. Loving the love from y'all today. Lovely Red says, thanks for the B-Day shout out. Absolutely. Another one of the benefits of, you know, joining the texting communities, a lot of times I can see, you know, when you guys are having a birthday and I can just shout you out and send you a text message and wish you a happy birthday. Cause you know, I like to do that. I like for y'all to feel good. Spreading positive energy wherever we go, however we can, you know what I'm saying? My thought on this whole situation is, you know, it's not really Drew's place to out, you know, why Latoya is on this journey and where she is with that journey. You know, at the end of the day, it is only really Drew that is publicly questioning why it is that Latoya is not drinking. And if the girl wants to sober up, if she wants to have a good time without drinking, I feel like the Christian thing to do would be to cheer her on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you can't play both sides of that fence. So you can't be like, you know, as a, you know, chastising someone, you know, in one sentence, but then in another breath, you're kind of saying something else. And I felt like, you know, I just don't like that she's doing it in this way, especially when this is something that's related to the girl's spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? But my feeling is that Drew is trying to expose something else, and the whole drinking situation is really just the tip of the iceberg. But at the end of the day, I guess I don't really understand. You know, Drew and Latoya seem to go from being bitter enemies to, like, you know, bosom buddies in like the blink of an eye. And it always seems like the bosom buddies instances happen off camera. Have you guys noticed that? Every time you hear about them being together and doing something or kissing or whatever they might be allegedly doing, you know, because it was alleged that they kissed during Bolo's thing. Now, I ain't got no problem. Listen, I say do what you do, get it how you live it or whatever. But it's just odd to me how you guys can go from being so intimate and having these intimate moments and there's no growth when you guys get in front of the ladies. It's like bitter enemies when you guys get in front of a group of people. So it's just odd to me, but it's also very interesting. And I also feel like this is another reason why I feel like it's a mistake on behalf of production not to have given Latoya a full-time Peach role. And I know y'all don't really like her that much on the show, but I do feel like in terms of what she's bringing storyline wise, it would have been more beneficial for her to have been a full-time cast member, because then I feel like we could have gotten much bigger chunks of her story that make more sense, because they're talking about her so much. Thank you for the super chat. Niece 1234 says, how is it that Latoya is mad at Drew, but you told all of Kenya business to folk that don't like her? I thought about this too as I was watching it, and I thought to myself, well, Drew, Latoya did tell Kenya's business. In my mind, I almost feel like Latoya felt like she might have been justified in telling Kenya's business because she was trying to defend her. Because I felt like she was trying to say, hey, y'all, lighten up on her because she's going through a lot. And in that, I felt like she, having the loose lips that she does have, spilt all the tea about her relationship, which she definitely should not have done. And they had to check her for it in that moment. But you are correct with that, niece. I did have that same thought. Ramona says, we'll send more when I get my stimulus check. Hey, getting that stimmy. Come on now. We appreciate your super chat. Simply Sharel says, enjoying the atmosphere. You said, DJ Richie, keep bringing the tea. Absolutely. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you as well. So listen, getting back to it, Drew says that she also felt attacked, and then she recaps the dinner where Latoya leaves and her and Kenya go riding off into the sunset together. Now it comes back to Porsha. Porsha says that that's the night and I want you guys to listen to this. Listen to this. Porsha says that's the night that she was like, Drew, maybe Latoya doesn't want to talk about it because she thinks you're going to bring something to the group that she doesn't want the group to know. Now, granted, Latoya didn't want that brought to the group, but based on what we're seeing here, it looks like there's something else she didn't want to be brought to the group as well. And so Porsha says this, little did I know that Drew had the bomb of the century. Now, I'm assuming this bomb is really referring to Latoya, the allegation that she's going to make later at some point about Latoya and the pastor. Now, I don't know if this pastor is the same as the spiritual advisor that Latoya is talking about, but I would almost wager a guess that it is. Okay. Now, I don't know who the spiritual advisor is. They haven't set a name to him yet, but we're going to be on the lookout for it. Okay. Anyway, Drew then says, I don't know if y'all caught it, but she was giving me a look with her eyes that were begging me, like, please don't say anything. So at this point in time, we now know that Drew knew at this moment about her and the pastor in some way, shape, or form, okay? She knew about the allegation. Whether or not it was something that Latoya told her, or whether it was something that the pastor told her, or whether it was something that Danny told her, somebody then told her this information, and she, I think at this point, probably already knew about it. And she probably wanted to see how much Latoya was going to reveal about it. Anyway, Drew ends it with this. She says, whatever you do in the dark comes to light. But the problem with that is it your duty to bring that to light, or is that up to the universe as to whether or not it should be? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, if you're bringing that situation to light, number one, we didn't see it on the show. So it's kind of like you're bringing in some new information that we didn't even know happened. And is it really necessary for us to know? Now, obviously, these things make for a great show. Thank you for the super chat. DJ Richie, have you got a hold of OG yet? Has she responded back to you? No, she has not. But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, we tried, and, I think maybe she may not even want to have any discussion about it because she's maybe done with it. I don't know. We'll see. If she ever decides to do it, I'm down. So that's my other thing. I feel like for Drew, if I guess I just feel like on the one hand, it's interesting, and I don't know the context of how this is going to come out, so it could play out totally different. And I like Drew, so please don't take it negatively. Oh wait, Tish P, thank you for the super chat. Tish says Drew is doing the same thing we praised the others for doing. Y'all just give her crap because she's new and broke up Derwin and Mel. Tish, you know the people ain't forgave her for breaking up Derwin and Melody. I mean, that ain't ever going. I mean, listen, ain't nobody gonna ever forgive her for that. Just face it, face facts. And you know, I'm about to make a point though. Hold on, I think we had another super chat. I thought we did. Maybe I missed it. I think that was it. Elizabeth said, please tell me it's not Jamal. Is Jamal coming? So here's the thing. So Drew can't really be up in arms with Kenya about outing what happened in Charlotte if she's going to be doing the same thing to Latoya, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like two similar situations. Donzi, did I miss your super chat? Let me know if I did. Then I'll be trying to get all of them. But sometimes when I be talking, the spirit get in me and I just... Oh, thank you for the super chat. Sir Capricorn says, is Jamal coming? Woo-wee. Oh, here it is, Donzi. I got it. Donzi says, Drew's doing what would have helped Toya with the public, especially after the event with Fallon. Everyone would have understood and supported her more for her healing. Yeah, I feel like... Again, I don't know if it's the fault of, you know, I don't know if it's the fault of production or what, that we're missing so much of Latoya's story. And whether people like her or not, there's, again, value. Thank you so much for your super chat, Cheryl Cooper. We appreciate you. There's so much value in showing Latoya's story because she was so integral to the season. Demita Joe. Hey, Demita Joe. Thank you for the super chat. Says Drew better watch out exposing Latoya because I'm sure Latoya has a lot to spill about Drew that could ruin her marriage, especially if it's some tea that relates to that good Charleston trip, you know? I don't know. It'll be interesting. Side note, speaking of, amen. Yes. We thankful for that. Did y'all know we talked about this the other day, and I got to really bring it up real quick because we talked about this on Celebrity Dish this morning. But this show right here with Eva Marcel, because somebody brought up, I just remembered back to the Bolo conversation. Bola will also be starring in this show right here, All the Queen's Men with Eva Marcel. Okay. So when the series does premiere this summer on BET Plus, she will be on there starring. Christian Keys will be on there, and Bolo will be on there as well. So if you guys haven't gotten your Bolo fix, you guys can get your Bolo fix by watching the Tyler Perry production of All the Queen's Men on BET Plus. Just thought I would mention that for you guys. Yes, amen. Collect that bag. Nia says, I don't want to watch Eva, but I will watch for Bolo. Amen. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let me see if I missed anything, any super chats real quick. Want to just do a super chat checkup. So yeah, I had, you know, as I was reviewing this, and again, y'all subscribe to the Bravo Insider because they will definitely give you a little bit of extra tea that just going to the site alone will give you. So I do want to encourage anybody. And if you don't, please don't worry, because whatever it is, I'll recap it here. Okay. Another bit of tea for you guys. Give me 1 second. I probably should be saving this for tomorrow, but oh well. Here we are. I just want to pull this up for you guys real quick. We got a little bit of that good Potomac tea that I know that a lot of you guys may have already known. Give me a second. I'm going to pull this up. A little bit of Potomac tea right quick while I'm thinking about it. Okay. So the ladies of Potomac right now, for any Potomac fans, they are on their first cast trip of the season. Okay. And I'm not quite sure of the location, but, here's Karen posed in a Wonder Woman, costume getup. I'm trying to figure out where they are. I mean, they could be in like Rehoboth or someplace like that. It's obviously someplace with like, either a beach or some type of large lake. We have Dr. Wendy Acefo here. She's, outside on the beach someplace, and I cannot locate where this is. And I'm sure they got some type of house, and I can't really see, but this is Giselle with the Balenciagas right here. At least that's what it appears to be. So I'm not really sure where they are, but the ladies are on their first cast trip of the season. So it sounds like filming is going along smoothly. So there is the tea on that for anybody who is interested. Thank you so much. Just Lala says, love you, Richie. I never miss your show. I appreciate you. Yeah, Northeast US, someplace. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where it is. And I have been meaning to talk to y'all about that, but I hadn't had a chance. I don't think I missed anything. But yeah, guys, that's the tea for today. Listen, if something else pops off, then I will do my best to. Ooh, somebody says it could be Martha's Vineyard. That is a good potential guess. That would be a nice trip. It would be. That's the tea for today. If anything else pops off, then I will hop back on here. I have to do Like It or Not on Fox 5 tonight at 7 p.m. So if you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area and you're able to catch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on Fox 5 again tonight for Like It or Not. It's a 30-minute show, so we'll be talking hot topics on there as well. A couple of other things coming up soon, but I'll tell you guys about those things. You love. Thank you for the super chat, California Q. There, I appreciate you. Yeah, so it'll be tonight at 7 p.m. to 7:30. Like It or Not on Fox 5. I'll post a link on my Instagram after it's done. The link for today's Good Day DC will be up on my Instagram as well. So you guys can check out those things at your leisure if you choose to. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We like to cut up every day. I'm going to do my best to go live on Thursday and Friday. I do have to go out of town this weekend. So I'll be leaving tomorrow night. And I will be out of town Thursday, Friday, and Monday. But Monday we will still be doing, obviously, Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. I'm just not sure if they're going to be pre-recorded. It just depends on the connection that I have in the hotel that I'm staying at. If the connection's good, then we'll do a live tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. If not, then they'll have to be pre-recorded videos. I hate bad quality videos, especially seeing how great this Fios is doing right here. So just to kind of give you some updates on the filming schedule for the next couple of days. Still the same time, probably around, but videos will come out or lives will be done between likely while I'm away, like 10 and 12. I'll try to do them a little bit earlier since I'll technically be on vacation. But you know what? I like to I still like to communicate with y'all, so I still like to do a little work while I'm on vacation anyway. Danelle, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate that so much. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.